Gimel. Yeah. Alright, wait a second. I want to say, before we start, our shiur, yes, I love you guys.
Me too.
You three. Our shiur should be, I want to dedicate the shiur la'atzlachat. Now, usually I don't dedicate the Sharei Orah shiur. And it's a very important shiur because the zechut of Rabbi Yosef Jikatilia is living inside of us. It could be Zenei Ibur inside of us.
Maybe you, but I'm not.
And Rabbi Yosef. And so if anybody wants to sponsor the Sharei Orah shiur, especially during the summer times where a lot of Talmidei Chachamim that teach in yeshivot are out of a job and stuff like that, you know, because usually Rebbeim teach in the yeshiva, they're out of a job during the summer.
Why? Summer. Okay. You have to find in like high school yeshiva.
So anybody wants to
You're out of a job?
Nah?
You're out of a job?
Baruch Hashem, I'm not actually this year. Baruch Hashem. But I do want to set up a certain time of my day every single day to teach a shiur in Etz Chaim, shiur in Otzrot Chaim.
Here in the morning.
In the mornings, obviously.
Here.
What time in the morning?
Where else?
Yeah, what time?
In my house?
So
I don't
the-
mind doing it in my house.
So
but
this summer we're gonna have a second minyan or only 6?
I'm trying to make but Rabbi says, see, you talk too much, then you do nothing. So,
Okay.
baslanut, alright?
Shwaya.
Yeah, first let's deal with Sfiras Oimer. Okay? So, I do wanna do something, but I need a koach. So, anybody wants to help Talmidei Chachamim during the summer, I do have people that I work with that don't have jobs during the summer. So, yeah. So, if a person wants to help, it's a big mitzvah during the summer. It's not easy to be a rebbe or a teacher in a yeshiva. You deal with a lot of
There's a club, not just...
but they're clash in the yeshiva. I know I deal usually with a non-mainstream yeshiva, so it's a bit different, but I'm sure in every yeshiva. Listen, you have more than 5 children. You're coming from yeshiva to yeshiva. That's the fact. All right, so it's a lot of
From being the teacher to being the president.
Michael L'chaim. You're going from strength to strength. It's tough. You have to appreciate the koach it takes to deal with it's your children. Yeah, I know, but it's koach. You need koach for that.
Rabbi, in yeshiva you're the teacher.
Some
and
people-
only the principal.
Amen. Kenny Yeratzon. But I'm serious. Like you need a lot of koach because you're after a whole day. You just wanna. Yeah, and it just the avodah never ends. So you have to give there's a lot behind it. You have to appreciate it. I know it's not easy because you think maybe okay, that's the way it's supposed to be. Like you have to do it. You have to I was talking to some guys. I was like to him, it's really tough. It's tiring. I wanna get you guys this and that for this year, and he's like, well, you chose your life. I'm like,
Yeah. This for you, I would slap him in the face.
what? Yeah. That's chutzpah. Chutzpah is very you have to be very strong to deal with chutzpah. Aspanim. But it's okay. Chutzpah is okay. You know what the Rabbeinu Yoina says? Like if you did averos and somebody does chutzpah to you, you have to eat it.
Okay, he's in the cat, no?
No. Because who are you that you were mechatzef lifnei? I'm not talking mekubah. Rabbeinu Yoina in Sharei Tshuva. If you were mechatzef to Hashem and somebody's mechatzef to you, like put your head down. Like you should put your head down your whole life. He writes over there. Rabbeinu Yoina. I brought him in this year with the Rambam. In the because people go against the dead, and then the dead suffer. The Rambam, Rabbeinu Yonah went against the Rambam, and the Rambam, all of his books were burnt. And then a couple of years later, all the Gemaras were burnt in France. 24 loads of Talmud.
Rabbeinu Yonah went against the Rambam?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because his Rebbe was Rabbi Shmuel ben Hahar. He was very big Mekubal, and he was very big into Agadot.
No.
Rambam was the opposite of Agadot. He was very Yeah, pshat. Like you have to, like, don't make a story out of everything. Okay, the Gemara says when Mashiach comes, you're gonna have cakes coming out of trees.
They don't like the Baba Mises.
Exactly. Don't want to Baba Mises. And Rabbi Shmuel ben Hahar was very against that. And he's like, maybe he doesn't believe Chesed Meitim.
So wait, the Rambam's first.
Koifer.
Rabbi, the Rambam's
And Rabbi Yoina was. Then at the end he regret what he did. And you're Sharei.
Rabbi, the first Rambam's principle, they didn't have a Tchiat HaMetim?
No. He had. It's the second Madura.
Where can I see the first one?
Oh, come on now.
No, but I'm saying where? In general.
I tell you where if
Can
you
you
learn
find?
Kitvei Rambam, it says over there that he had to add.
So it wasn't 13.
Yeah. He said exactly. So he says over there he had to add it. That's what he writes.
The one
In
different-
Kitvei, it's called Kitvei
The
Rambam.
one different that just
Sorry, I
wasn't
said it
there.
wrong. Igrot Rambam.
Ah.
Igrot Rambam. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Yes,
Igrot
you
Rambam.
Get it, then.
Yeah, they said.
Oh,
Not Iger, that's one Iger. Igrot. Igrot.
Is it
There's a
both
book.
now?
Art Scroll actually translated it. I have it at home. It's a phenomenal. I love it. Anything with the Rambam, I love.
so what? Moshe, Moshe, his own book. What is it?
Mishnah Torah.
Oh,
Mishnah Torah. هذا חזק. Okay, let's get to Rabbi Yosef. Did you get there? לפי דרך זה, we're in נסח ועוד. יתבונן, כי השם הנקרא אלוהים צבאות. What's אלוהים צבאות? That's hod, right?
The word.
That's Havaya Tzvakos. Havaya Tzvakos is Netzach. Elohim Tzvaot is Hod. Hu hamashpia koach b'shem Amonai lilchom, which is the Malchus, lilchom milchamot Hashem. V'hasod Elohim Tzvaot shuv nahabed mishamayim ur'eh pekot gefen zot. That means, without Elohim Tzvaot, there's not enough gevura in Malchus to fight against the Chitzonim. Shuvna, what's Shuvna? כמו שכתוב, Shuva Hashem Ribavot. Come back, the multitudes of God. The Koach. Shuv la'ashpia Koach b'shem Amonai. Come back and be mashpia Koach in Malchut, Amonai, which is the Gefen. Malchus is Gefen.
Which means?
Put an asterisk in your book. Gefen is Malchus.
What
It's
is
every time you eat a grape.
Geffen Zos.
Gefen.
Zos is the Yichud, no?
Zot is Malchut. Gefen,
Zot.
Zod. Yeah. So Gefen is the Shechina. Every time you eat grapes, you're eating a koach of the Malchut.
Which is good to eat or no?
Definitely, yeah.
And Zos is also?
Zot is a more spirit. It's a dibur. Zot. It's a dibur. I'm talking about the physical.
He also
What's
mentions
wine?
The
The juice. It's more of the nitzotzot,
Wine is
the
the
shbirat of the
Wine is
of
not
the
din?
Malchus, huh?
Wine is not din?
Of course, I'm saying Malchus is din. 100%. Oh, you should know one thing, Michal. Every gvura, every shibira, every destruction comes from the Malchus.
From woman.
Woman is one aspect of Malchus. There's one aspect of Malchus. Every destruction and every tikkun, by the way, comes from Malchut. Everything. Because the Malchut has a special power. It has it in its keter. It's not deep. You just don't know the picture. The Malchut is the middle column. And it could jump up to keter.
So Malchut, Tiferet, and Keter is in the same.
David, Melech Yisrael. You get it? David, who Basof, is Melech Yisrael.
We got
He conquers, he not conquers, he rules all of Israel.
which always feel like
the wife is the boss.
The wife is the boss. In what sense? We have to understand. She has to understand what's her avodah. She has to understand what's her avodah. Look at Rabbi Elazar ben Arach. His wife told him, let's go there. She destroyed. She took him to Etz Hadat, Tov, to the Ra. Acheresh haya libam.
that's what it says.
His shoyresh was Lavan, by the way. Lavan Arami. Lavan. Live.
So you can be a woman
She
that makes
destroyed
you,
him.
or breaks you.
Yeah, she destroyed him. I didn't want to get into the shear because
Zero matzah.
it was too much already. I thought people were already getting anxious. They reached 15 minutes, they were already getting anxious.
That's all this different with the matzah yishar ma'amavad or matzah yishar.
בדיוק. רבי אלעזר בן ערך, גדול לגדולים, לב טוב, מתקן the לב, עץ הדעת. Hacheresh היה ליבם. He went to the Etz Hadat. He didn't go to Etz HaChaim. But when he came to read the Torah, when he got to Yavne, which is Etz HaChaim,
Okay.
he did. Of course, he knew how to read. The Gemara is teaching us that he lost the connection to Etz HaChaim. Tikkun was Ruchaim Mitzvah.
Because he listened to his wife.
Because why? Why didn't he listen to his wife? He went to a place where he had no challenge in Torah.
He told her,
He got fat.
That's the sod.
The Yishman, Yishur, Viva. The Pshat and the Sod is connected. He got a place where he was happy.
He told they need him more, they need him more than they need them.
Of course, they don't need him. Of course, they don't need him.
He needs them more than they need him.
Of course, the greater you are, the more you need the ones beneath
איפה
him.
זה כתוב שמתלמידה השכלתי? אני לא אומר שאומר.
פרקי אבות.
גם?
הלל הזקן אומר, מתלמידה יותר מכולם.
Of course they don't need him, of course they do need him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The Malchut is Geffen. אבל ידי מי אתה פוקד גפן זאת? How are you poked this גפן? על ידי הפקיד. I love his לשון. שהוא אל חי. Who's the פקיד? How you are poked this גפן? How do you rescue the גפן? By the פקיד. פוקד, פקיד.
מה זה פקיד?
פקיד is the...
פקיד זה גם
like the guy who's... Yeah, בדיוק. The guy who's in charge of the bank. The guy who's in charge of the bank?
The guy
יסוד.
comes on the bus, the kid.
Yeah, יסוד. אל חי. לפי דרך זה נאמר אלוהים השיבנו נאמר את הפסוק אלוהים bring us back האר פניך ונבשע show your face and we will be salvation.
למשל שור ישוע.
בדיוק. בדיוק. ונקראת מידה זו הוד. why הוד? בפסוק. This is way before the Ari, so I'll let you guys know. I have to remind you guys, this is way before the Ari. And he's giving us the base. This is what the Ari learned to get to his level. This Sefer.
How many years before?
300. At
300
least,
years
yeah,
before
300
that?
before the Ari, yeah.
And who was his rabbi?
I don't want to say his name.
אחר?
I'll say it. It'll be Avram Abulachia. You don't know it. He's very controversial.
Fan?
I'm a great fan. I don't dare learn his farm.
Why?
Why? I can't understand a word. I tried.
Why? If you don't understand what we're gonna say.
I don't understand a word. Like I don't understand his farm. Get Shemot. Come on, please. You can't learn that Sefer. Nobody learns that Sefer. They say they learn it. If you learn that Sefer, you get to Nevuah. That's why you wrote the book. To get to prophecy, that's why you wrote the book. Say you learn it. By the way, I'm pro. Mi ייתן כל העם נביאים. Shit. But it's a very hard Sefer. You know, his Lashon is very... You have to read between the lines. You know what I mean? It's very short and very concise. Yeah, it's not like Ba'arichus. He doesn't write Ba'arichut. Rav Yosef opened up a little bit. Even this is not enough.
This is very nicely spoken.
You see this sweet,
Yeah.
short, nice. See how he speaks?
Whatever
He speaks with
explains,
beauty.
He explains.
But in Chayei Olam Haba, Chayei Olam Haba is not like that. Chayei Olam is very difficult to learn. I heard that a Rebbe in Israel is very good at it. Said I'm not there. I'm not mitmashech to this yet. Tzirufim, this and that.
I'm still off the exam.
Alright. The Hagdama is always the sweetest part of the book. Because the introduction.
Everyone skips it.
Yeah, that's the problem. But the ones who know would just read it. And they skip the rest of the book. Of all I can say. Okay, so he says over here, Vahasod shenikra hod. Why hod? Why is it called hod? שמתלבש בגבורה והכוח להשפיל האויבים ולנצח מלחמות ולהציל אוהבי השם. והסוד, the Pasuk says, והודי נהפך עלי למשחר ולא עצרתי כוח. יענו. Hod is when the shefa is מתלבש בגבורה and it defeats the oyev. Who could tell me which holiday is Hod?
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. That's what we read in Ma'os Sur Yeshuati. Hod. But the problem is with Hod, everything is b'derech hateva.
מה זה הוד? מה זה הספירה? הוד זה מין הוד.
הוד זה קו השמאל שגבורה, אבל הוא מנצח את האויב. הוא הרגל השמאלי.
מה זה אומר המילה הזאת? הוד אבל.
הוד זה כשאתה מנצח מישהו אתה מרגיש טוב. זה ההוד.
הודינס.
Not haughtiness.
No, I know, but it's like, no?
haughtiness זה שאתה מנצח את האויב. haughtiness שאתה
זה
חכם,
גאווה.
זה גאווה. לא.
אוקיי.
הוד, אתה במלחמה ואתה מנצח. When you're in a war, when you fight somebody and you win.
Avinu with the malach.
Huh?
Yaakov Avinu with the malach.
מלאך.
When the fucking funny.
I'm not going to get into that because some say either Netzach, some say either Hod.
Doesn't on the left.
There is a Sharei Psukim that says no, it was in the Netzach. And then Shmuel Chana picked it to the Hod. יש לעיין בדבר
הוא
הזה.
כנגד הוד הארון?
יש לעיין. I don't want to get into
הוא
that.
כנגד הוד הארון?
אהרון! משה ואהרון.
משה זה נצח.
נדב ואביהו.
משה זה נצח, לא?
Maybe Moshe was originally Hod. הוא יצא באלכסון. בסדר, תראה. יש לך עוד 100 שנים לחיות. My Rebbe says you have over 100 years to live. סבלנו. מי שזהו מקום ניצוח מלחמות. Rabbi said you want to win your oivim? Always have kavana and hod. Okay guys, where in tefillah is hod? In Shmona Yisrael. Which bracha is hod?
Odaya.
Which one?
Third Shimchon V'Hoida.
Which? Yes. I was thinking of something else. No, don't cheat.
There's
There's Gabba Shayfer. I was thinking of Gabba Shayfer. You're right. You are right. You are correct. But I was thinking of
Kabetz
Mekabes Necham Yisrael. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Yeah. That means you want to mitzvah me oyev? Have kavanah with it? Which one is Parnasa, by the way?
The one before that, the
Barchein.
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 That's the one that has not kavanah.
Shmakolen is a kehed amachos. That's why you. That's why you defeat. That's why you defeat the Kritmas.
After the machine.
Yes, but it's an aspect, but the real defeat. Yeah, there's three. Defeating of the Kritmas.
Where's the third?
One is in Kel Elyon.
Oh, by Berchat HaVavot.
Yeah, Kel Elyon.
Sure.
One is in Malshinim, and one is in Shomet Tefillah. All three places, if you have Kavanah over there, B'ezrat Hashem, you will wipe off the Kritmas from your Shayrish. Over there is Keter the Malchus, and every single one is Keter the Malchus. El Elyon is Keter the Malchus.
All Keter the Malchus and Shmonesa.
Yeah, there's three of them. There's Achoraim, there's Malchus, and there's Pinus to Pinus. Yeah, it's the highest one. Shomer Tefillah. Tefillah is Malchus.
So which Havaya do we have Baruch Atah Tefillah?
I'm pretty sure it's a Nikud Memotza.
What's in the most
The middle Nikud.
Like the
But
regular.
I'll show you in the Rashash. I follow the Rashash. In Kavanah, the Maisa only Rashash. I me. Say that. We'll look at it afterwards. Let me finish the paragraph over here.
אין פה ניקוד אפילו.
זה סודר.
This is Malchut, because it's a Malchut, because it's a Malchut.
בזה בעבוד אין
ילד
ניקוד.
מהיסוד.
אין לה משלה.
Like the Yisrael.
לשכינה אין לה משלה. שיחה מהגבר.
מסלול.
כפי שזה הוא מקום מצוא מלחמות, ועושה ניסים נפלאות. אצל מקום זה נאמרות ההודעות. That's where the Haudah is. Sidach Chofetz Chaim used to cry the most in Moedim. כל מיני הודעות שאמר דוד בספר תהילות. This is called תהילים. The guy calls the books תהילות. אצל שתי מילות הללו ניסים חוד. Most of the Sefer of Tehillim is Keneged, Netzach and Hod. And by the way, I want you to pay attention. Next time you guys read Tehillim, you're going to see Havayat Tzvakot, Elohim Tzvaot, more than any other Shem. All over. They're all over. Wow! Rabbi Yosef! You did it again. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.